Your liver is one of the most important organs inside of your body. The liver is responsible for detoxification, fat loss, longevity, and metabolic health. When your liver is sluggish and performing suboptimally, that could be one of the first signs that leads to chronic disease, weight gain, and metabolic syndrome. In this lesson, I'm going to be sharing with you a 7-day protocol to clean the liver. This is a protocol that works really well. You're going to notice a difference in a matter of just days. One of the most important roles of your liver is its ability to produce bile. Bile is a green substance that the liver produces to break down dietary fat. That's really important for your metabolism if you're looking to burn fat, if you're looking to lose some weight, because when you break down fat properly with the bile, you're going to assimilate those fat-soluble vitamins, A, D, E, and K, so your cells could use it for energy production and optimal fat burning. The liver helps with detoxification and many other functions that we're not going to get too much into right now, but here's what I want you to know. I call the liver the soccer mom organ, because it does so many things for your metabolism in your body, like a soccer mom does so many things for her family. Your liver is a 4.5-pound organ that sits right here on the right side of your rib cage. And one of the most interesting facts about your liver is that every single cell, 100% of your liver cells regenerate every 150 to 500 days. However, with this 7-day protocol, you're gonna get some rapid cell regeneration and see some results quickly. And one more tidbit about the liver: if somebody loses 90% of their liver, 90% of that liver could actually grow back. It's just one of the most fascinating organs out there. So before we get into the specific protocols, let's first talk about what we want to remove. And these are the items that are inflaming your liver, creating fatty liver disease and metabolic dysfunction. It's important to first remove the interference so your metabolism and your innate intelligence could go and heal itself. I could give you the protocol, but if you keep having these blockages and interferences, the protocol is only going to work so much. So first and foremost, remove the following items. The first item we want to remove is fructose consumption and high fructose consumption. High fructose corn syrup, for example, there's a lot of research out there showing what it does to disrupt your liver and your metabolism. Dr. Richard Johnson, who came on my Metabolic Freedom podcast, has a fantastic book called Nature Wants Us to Be Fat. And in this book, there is a tremendous amount of research highlighting the significant health risks to your liver from high consumption of fructose and high fructose corn syrup. Unlike glucose, which is processed by multiple cells in your body, fructose, about 90% of fructose, is metabolized by your liver. This concentrated metabolism leads to a rapid influx of fructose, which overwhelms the liver's ability to process it efficiently. As a result, excess fructose gets converted into fat through a process called de novo lipogenesis. This fat can accumulate around the liver, contributing to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which is increasingly prevalent in societies that consume fructose and high fructose corn syrup. Dr. Richard Johnson's research also points out that the metabolism of fructose leads to the production of uric acid, which can further exacerbate metabolic issues. Elevated uric acid levels are associated with increased oxidative stress and inflammation in the liver. This stress and inflammation can impair the liver's ability to function properly, leading to insulin resistance and a higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Fructose's impact on the liver extends even far beyond just fat accumulation and inflammation. Fructose metabolism can induce mitochondrial dysfunction within the liver, impairing the organ's energy production capabilities. This mitochondrial dysfunction within the liver is a key factor of the progression of liver diseases and contributes to the overall decline in our metabolic health. So obviously, you want to look for ingredients that contain high fructose corn syrup, and you want to avoid these ingredients. It's typically found in processed foods, soda pop, etc. But it's not just high fructose corn syrup that disrupts the liver function. It's also high amounts of fructose in general. You might be thinking, but I thought fruit was healthy for me. And yeah, fruit can be absolutely healthy for you. However, a lot of people drink smoothies and fruit juices. And when you blend the fruit, it turns into a concentrated dose of fructose. And again, the liver cannot handle that overwhelming influx of fructose. So I would recommend to save your liver and repair the liver to avoid high fructose corn syrup altogether. And avoid fruit juices and fruit smoothies. Having some fruit from time to time, not a problem, especially when you time it around exercise. The second item we want to remove is alcohol. Alcohol consumption is well known as a risk factor for liver disease. It's called alcoholic liver disease, which progresses through stages from fatty liver to alcoholic hepatitis. It can also lead to fibrosis and liver cirrhosis. The liver is the primary site for alcohol metabolism, where alcohol is converted into acetaldehyde, a toxic compound. Acetaldehyde is further metabolized into acetate, which is less harmful. However, chronic alcohol consumption overwhelms the liver's ability to produce acetaldehyde efficiently, leading to its accumulation. This buildup of acetaldehyde triggers oxidative stress and inflammation, damaging liver cells called your hepatocytes and impairing the liver's normal function. As the liver struggles to cope with the toxic effects of acetaldehyde, chronic alcohol use also disrupts the balance between the production and elimination of reactive oxygen species. This oxidative stress leads to lipid peroxidation, damaging the cell membranes of hepatocytes, your liver cells, and promoting the formation of scar tissues within the liver called fibrosis. Over time, fibrosis can progress to cirrhosis, characterized by the replacement of healthy liver tissue with fibrotic tissue, severely impacting liver function. Cirrhosis increases the risk of liver failure and hepatocellular carcinoma, a type of liver cancer, making chronic alcohol consumption a major public health concern. Look, the truth is alcohol is a poison to the body. Every sip will kill brain cells, will kill liver cells, even if it's a clean source of alcohol. If you choose to drink alcohol, beer and wine are going to be the worst options out there. Wine is loaded with pesticides, especially California wine, and beer is really estrogenic and inflammatory. If you choose to drink alcohol, which I don't recommend if you want to repair your liver, but if you choose to drink it, stick with clear liquors like whiskey, vodka, and tequila. Some other things you can do to help the liver metabolize that alcohol faster if you choose to have your alcohol is to drink water right before you have the alcohol and to take glutathione, a high quality glutathione supplement 30 minutes before the alcohol, and a binder like activated charcoal as well 30 minutes before the alcohol. Some studies also suggest that eating asparagus with the alcohol actually helps you metabolize it faster as well. The next item to remove that destroys your liver health is going to be seed oils, also called vegetable oils, also called linoleic acid. Seed oils are high in polyunsaturated omega-6 fats. These have been increasingly linked to liver dysfunction and the development of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. The liver plays a crucial role in metabolizing fats, and when it's overwhelmed by an excess intake of these omega-6 fats that are adulterated, it can lead to lipid peroxidation, a process where free radicals attack lipids in the liver's cell membranes. This oxidative stress causes inflammation and damage to liver cells, impairing their ability to function over time. Over time, the accumulation of damaged fats in the liver can contribute to the development of fatty liver disease, where excess fat is stored in liver cells, leading to liver dysfunction. It's estimated that 80% of the food supply here in the United States contain these damaged seed oils. When you consume these damaged seed oils, not only does it lead to liver inflammation, it leads to overall chronic inflammation within the body. This inflammation not only exacerbates the liver's damage, but also impairs the liver's ability to produce and store fats effectively. As a result, triglycerides accumulate within the liver, further contributing to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Studies suggest that these seed oils stay in your liver cells for years. The half-life of linoleic acid, which is the damaged fat in these seed oils, the half-life is 680 days, meaning if you stopped eating them today, and I'm going to give you a whole list of them in a second, if you stopped eating them today, 680 days, half of those bad damaged seed oil fats will be in your liver. The good news is this: the protocol that I'm going to give to you in this lesson will speed up the removal of those bad fats. But here are the 9 inflammatory fats you want to remove that inflame your liver and create metabolic diseases. Canola oil, called rapeseed oil in the UK, corn oil, we have cottonseed oil, soybean oil, safflower oil, sunflower oil, rice bran oil, grapeseed oil. We also have refined peanut oil, and I would even throw fish oil into this category, even though fish oil is not a seed oil, but fish oil is highly inflammatory, highly processed, a very unstable fat that will lead to liver inflammation and overall inflammation in your body. Instead, what we want to do is swap these rancid fats for saturated fats and monounsaturated fats. These fats are stable, they repair the cell membranes in the liver, they lower oxidative stress, and these fats allow your liver to function the way that it was designed to help with detoxification and fat loss. So my favorite swaps for the bad fats are going to be the following: coconut oil, olive oil, make sure it's extra virgin and organic, butter, ghee, avocado oil, duck fat, beef tallow, lard from organic pigs. These are healthy saturated fats and monounsaturated fats. Make that switch, you'll lower inflammation within the liver. One of the things that you're going to notice is when you go to restaurants, it's really hard to avoid those adulterated, rancid seed oil fats. Most of the foods are cooked with these bad oils, even if it's a fancy restaurant. So I developed something for you. It's a free gift that you want to print out and show this to your server. On this, it's called the seed oil allergy card. You just show this to the server, and it lists the 9 inflammatory fats you want to avoid with the healthier swaps to make sure you avoid that hit at restaurants. If you go to seedoilcard.com, you can download it for free. I'll drop a link in the notes down below. The next item to remove, which damages your liver, is going to be processed carbohydrates. Excessive consumption of processed carbohydrates and sugar is one of the biggest contributors to fatty liver disease and a sluggish liver. When we consume foods and beverages high in sugar, particularly those with high fructose corn syrup, like we mentioned earlier, soft drinks, fruit juices, and sweetened snacks, the liver is tasked with metabolizing the excess sugar intake. This overwhelms the liver, contributing to inflammation and a sluggish liver, where it produces thick bile, and you cannot break down fat with thick bile. Refined carbohydrates such as white bread, pasta, and other processed foods also play a significant role in liver fat accumulation. These foods rapidly break down into glucose, causing a spike in blood sugar levels. In response, the pancreas then releases insulin, a hormone we know that facilitates, it's also a sensor, and it facilitates the transport of glucose out of the bloodstream into your cells. Excessive intake of carbohydrates can lead to chronically high levels of insulin, a condition known as hyperinsulinemia. Over time, this can cause the body to become insulin resistant to insulin's effect, a state known as insulin resistance. When insulin resistance develops, the liver begins to store more fat, exacerbating the process and progress of fatty liver disease. The combination of high sugar and high carbohydrate, refined carbohydrate intake can also lead to other metabolic disturbances that further impact liver health. For instance, these dietary habits contribute to weight gain and the development of visceral fat. This is fat around your organs, not just your liver, but your pancreas and your heart, leading to chronic diseases. Now that we discussed which things to remove that impair the liver, let's get into your protocol. This is the 7-day protocol to clean your liver. Do this every day, and I'm gonna share some schedules with fasting, some foods to incorporate, supplements, and biohacks. This is the full protocol for you right now, right here. The first step to repairing and cleaning your liver is to eliminate snacking and practice intermittent fasting. Most people who have a sluggish liver, a fatty liver, liver dysfunction, are grazers, they're sugar burners, they're eating every 2 to 3 hours. When you eat every 2 to 3 hours, especially when it comes from the foods I mentioned earlier, but even with healthy foods, it destroys your gut integrity at the tight junction level. This leads to leaky gut and overall dysfunction of that intestinal lining. But here's what happens next. The liver gets inflamed and it changes the hormonal cascade. The liver hugely dictates the endocrine system, your hormone system. When you stress and overwhelm the liver by eating too frequently, by snacking, it stresses the liver to create fatty liver disease. Inflammatory genes cascade throughout the entire system, the blood-brain barrier breaks down, your kidney tubules stop filtering as well, and you become a sponge for toxins and inflammation. The solution is intermittent fasting. When you fast, you allow your metabolism and your innate intelligence, this inner physician, to pull fat from your liver and other organs as well. That's why I love fasting. Every hour within a fast, your body is going to pull fat from the liver and heal the liver. And number 2, you give the liver a break. It's not processing fats and foods. You're allowing it to heal and get restored. So the schedule I want you to follow on a daily basis is an 18-6 daily intermittent fasting schedule. That means out of a 24-hour period, for 18 hours, you're in a fasted state. You're only having water, coffee, tea, Electrolytes, no food, no snacking. You're not creating your digestive system to get turned on. You're not raising glucose and insulin. Every hour within those 18 hours, you're pulling fat from your liver. Then you have a 6-hour eating window. In that eating window, you want to avoid the foods I mentioned earlier. You want to eat more high quality fats and protein, lower carbohydrate meals, and you could have 2 to 3 meals within that 6-hour eating window. So what would that look like on your calendar? Let's say your eating window is between 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. You could have a meal at 12 p.m., 3 p.m., and 6 p.m., and then you're going to fast from 6 p.m. to 12 p.m. the next day. You're essentially skipping breakfast and having an earlier dinner. Now, if that doesn't work for your schedule, you can mix it up and have breakfast and lunch and skip dinner. For example, you could start your first meal at 8 a.m., eat again at 11 a.m., and then you're done eating at 2 p.m., fasting from 2 p.m. to 8 a.m. the next day. The goal is to just have a 6-hour eating window and an 18-hour fasting window. Now, if you want to take this to another level and really get fast results here with cleaning out your liver, then I encourage you to perform a 24-hour water fast once per week. What that means is you only have water for 24 hours. A lot of people hear the word water fasting and they think you're fasting from water, but technically water fasting means you're fasting from food and only having water. So once per week, you would perform a 24-hour water fast where you would just go breakfast to breakfast one day out of the week, or lunch to lunch or dinner to dinner. For example, if you're done eating Sunday at 6 p.m., you would fast and only have water until 6 p.m. on Monday. That would be a 24-hour fast. That gives you more time to pull fat from the liver, lower inflammation, burn body fat as well, lower insulin, and accelerate your results. The second step here is to consume these bitter-rich foods during your eating window. Bitter-rich foods are amazing for the liver. I always say, bitter for the liver. We talked about the importance of bile right at the beginning of this lesson. Bile breaks down fat, it's like a detergent. Bitter-rich foods stimulate your liver to produce healthy bile. So I'm gonna give you a list here of my favorite bitter-rich foods. Have a few of them, have them all, but you wanna incorporate as many as possible during your eating window. This is gonna help with your liver's ability to produce bile. So here's the list. Arugula, organic coffee, apple cider vinegar, lemons and limes, radicchio. Then we have herbs and spices like rosemary, thyme, basil, and dill. Then we have ginger tea, milk thistle tea. And we also have broccoli and Brussels sprouts. Those are all great bitters for the liver. The third step here in your protocol is to consume these specific foods, take these specific supplements, and follow these really cool biohacks, all for the liver. Let's start with a very important ingredient shown by research to regenerate those liver cells faster and heal your liver. That's gonna be choline. Choline is an essential nutrient that plays a critical role in maintaining cell structure, supporting brain development and fat metabolism, especially as it relates to cell membrane structure of your liver. It's a precursor to acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter involved in memory and muscle control, and is vital for proper liver function by preventing fat accumulation. There are numerous studies showing what choline can do to repair your liver. This study, titled "Choline Deficiency Causes Reversible Hepatic Abnormalities in Patients Receiving Parenteral Nutrition, a Proof of Human Choline Requirement," a placebo-controlled trial. So this study, this placebo-controlled trial, investigated the effects of choline deficiency on liver health in patients receiving parenteral nutrition. The study found that choline deficiency led to reversible hepatic abnormalities, including liver fat accumulation and liver dysfunction. These findings underscore the importance of adequate choline intake for maintaining liver health, especially in clinical settings where patients may be at risk for choline deficiency due to medical interventions. Another study titled "Choline Supplementation Protects Against Liver Damage by Normalizing Cholesterol Metabolism" showed this. The study utilized a mouse model to investigate the protective effects of choline supplementation against liver damage induced by a high-fat diet. And when I say high-fat diet, that means processed fats, the bad fats. The researchers found that choline supplementation normalized cholesterol metabolism and reduced liver fat accumulation, inflammation, and oxidative stress. Another study investigated the mechanisms by which choline supplementation alleviates inflammation in fatty liver associated with parenteral nutrition. The researchers found that choline supplementation modulated gut microbiota composition, reduced intestinal permeability, which is called leaky gut, and improved the gut-liver axis dysfunction. Pretty cool. So it's clear. choline is essential. You could get choline from food. Egg yolks, liver, and beef are my favorite foods to get choline. I also take a supplement called phosphatidylcholine, which is a liquid. I get the oil from Body Bio. High quality choline regenerates the cell membranes in your liver, works really well. We have a link and a coupon code for Body Bio and their PC oil, which I'll drop down below. The next ingredient that research shows really protects the liver and helps your liver produce healthy bile is called Tutka. Tutka is a bile acid derivative that has garnered attention for its potential benefits in promoting liver health. Tutka is a taurine conjugated form of Utka, a bile acid naturally found in small amounts in the body. It plays a crucial role in facilitating the proper digestion and absorption of fats. What makes Tutka particularly beneficial for liver health is its ability to protect liver cells from various forms of stress and damage. This compound has been shown to improve bile flow, reduce the buildup of toxic bile acids within the liver, and prevent cell death, apoptosis, caused by endoplasmic reticulum stress, a condition where the folding of proteins within the cells of the liver are impaired, leading to cellular dysfunction and inflammation. Tutka's protective effects extend far beyond just improving bile flow. It also exhibits potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties, which are vital for mitigating liver damage. In conditions like non-alcoholic fatty liver disease and cholestasis, which is a condition where bile flow is impaired, Tutka has been shown to reduce liver enzyme levels, indicating decreased liver inflammation and damage. Additionally, Tutka may help improve and reduce liver fibrosis, the excessive accumulation of scar tissue in the liver that we spoke about earlier. Now, Tutka, you would only get in a supplement form, and if you choose to supplement with Tutka, I personally have 1 to 2 capsules before a fatty meal, healthy fatty meal. The company that I use is the same company that I recommended with the PC oil. That's gonna be Body Bio. We have a coupon code and a link for them. We'll drop that down below. The next thing to do to support the liver is a coffee enema. Coffee enemas have been used as an alternative therapy to support liver detoxification and overall health. The primary mechanism by which coffee enemas benefit the liver is through the stimulation of the production and release of bile. When coffee is introduced into the colon via an enema, it is absorbed by the hemorrhoidal veins and then transported to the liver through the portal vein. The caffeine and the other compounds in the coffee, such as the theobromine and the theophylline, stimulate the liver and the gallbladder to increase bile production. As we established, bile is critical for digesting fats and eliminating toxins. Additionally, coffee enemas can enhance the liver's detoxification processes by increasing the activity of glutathione S-transferase, an enzyme that plays a key role in neutralizing free radicals and detoxifying harmful substances. By boosting this enzyme's activity, coffee enemas may help the liver more efficiently process and eliminate toxins. The increased bile flow also flushes out these toxins, preventing them from being reabsorbed into the bloodstream. So how do you do a coffee enema? I'll give you a general rundown here, but there's some videos on YouTube and you could do a Google search. But to perform a coffee enema, you need the following supplies. Organic coffee. I like the medium roast. I love the medium roast from Purity Coffee. High quality, no contaminants, loaded with chlorogenic acid, which is a fat burner, polyphenol, and you could get their coffee over at ketocampcoffee.com and use the coupon code KETOCAMP at checkout. So get an organic coffee, and you want to get filtered water and an enema kit. You could find this on Amazon. I'll put a link down below for an enema kit. And by the way, you want that enema kit to include a bag or a bucket and tubing and a place to lie down. You could do it in your bathtub, but it doesn't have to be in a bathtub, but in a bathroom would be a good idea. And here's the step-by-step guide. Prepare the coffee solution. Start by brewing the coffee. Use about 2 to 3 tablespoons of organic ground coffee with 2 to 3 cups of filtered water. Boil the mixture for about 10 to 15 minutes, then let it cool down to body temperature. Strain the coffee to remove the grounds, ensuring the solution is free of any of those particles. Step number 2 is to set up the enema. Pour the cooled coffee into the enema bag or bucket. Make sure the tubing is securely attached and the clamp is in place to prevent leaks. Hang the enema bag or place the bucket about 2 to 3 feet above where you'll be lying down to allow gravity to help the flow of the liquid. Third step is to administer the enema. Lie on your right side with your knees pulled slightly towards your chest. Lubricate the enema nozzle, I would use coconut oil or olive oil. Insert it gently into the rectum and release the clamp to allow the body to flow in slowly. Aim to take in as much of the coffee as you can comfortably hold. Once the coffee is inside, try to retain it for about 10 to 15 minutes. This allows the coffee to circulate through the liver and bile ducts, maximizing its detoxifying effects. After the retention period, move to the toilet and release the enema. After that, you want to just clean everything up, wash it with soap, and then you're done. You would perform that 3 to 4 times per week to get the effect that we want. The next item is a castor oil pack. Much more gentle than a coffee enema, castor oil packs are a traditional remedy used to support liver health by promoting detoxification, reducing inflammation, and enhancing lymphatic function and circulation. The active component in castor oil is ricinoleic acid, which is believed to be responsible for a lot of the health benefits. When applied topically over the liver area, the right side of your rib cage here, castor oil is absorbed through the skin where it can penetrate into deep tissues. This absorption can help stimulate the lymphatic system, which is crucial for removing toxic waste products from the body. By improving circulation via the lymphatic system, castor oil packs help to reduce the overall toxic load on the liver, allowing it to function more efficiently. Castor oil packs also have anti-inflammatory processes that help to reduce inflammation in the liver and the surrounding areas. So how do you use a castor oil pack? Number one, you want to make sure you get the pack and you get the oil. The castor oil should be organic and it should also be expeller pressed or cold pressed. I use a brand called Queen of Thrones, and I'll put a link for them down below. But here's how you use the castor oil. Very simple. You grab the bottle of the castor oil, grab your pack, pour the castor oil into the pack, and then you want to tie the pack around your rib cage with the oil going directly on the right side of your rib cage, and then you want to tie it and then have your shirt over it. And then I would recommend doing it before bed, and then in the morning you would just take off the castor oil pack. Do that every night. The more consistent you are with that, the better effect it's going to have on cleaning your liver. The next thing we have here is a biohack for the liver. This is called photobiomodulation, also called red light therapy. Red light therapy has emerged as a promising non-invasive treatment to support liver health. This therapy involves exposing the liver area to a low-level red light or near-infrared light, which penetrates the skin and underlying tissues to reach your liver cells. The key benefit of red light therapy lies in its ability to enhance cellular energy production within the liver. The light wavelengths used in the therapy are absorbed by the mitochondria, the energy powerhouses of the cells, leading to increased production of ATP, which is cellular energy. By boosting ATP production, red light therapy helps liver cells function more efficiently, improving the liver's ability to detoxify the body and regenerate itself. Red light therapy also has anti-inflammatory effects, which are crucial for protecting the liver from damage and disease progression. Chronic inflammation is a common factor in various liver conditions, including non-alcoholic fatty liver disease and hepatitis. By reducing inflammation, red light therapy helps to mitigate cell damage and prevent the progression of liver fibrosis, a condition characterized by the excess fluid buildup of scar tissue in the liver. This anti-inflammatory effect is mediated by the reduction of pro-inflammatory cytokines and oxidative stress, both of which play a significant role in liver injury. Additionally, red light therapy may enhance liver function by improving blood flow and reducing oxidative stress. The therapy stimulates vasodilation, which increases blood circulation and nutrient delivery to the liver, ensuring that this organ, the liver, receives an adequate supply of nutrients and oxygen is imperative for its ability to heal itself. Improved blood flow also aids in the removal of toxins and metabolic waste products from the liver, further supporting its detoxification processes. So here's the protocol. If you choose to use a red light therapy device, go with a good company that has a strong enough wavelength to get into your liver cells and mitochondrial membranes. I use a company called SaunaSpace and Bond Charge. I'll drop links and coupon codes for both of them. But what you want to do is grab that red light device, place it 10 inches away from your liver, and leave it there for 10 minutes. Take the shirt off, let it hit your skin directly, 10 minutes, 10 inches away, twice per day. That's enough time and frequency to regenerate cellular energy within the liver cells and increase in blood flow and get all the benefits that we're looking for. And lastly, what we want to do here is we want to master stress and get rid of hate and anger and resentment. Now, for some people, what I'm about to share, you might think this is woo-woo, and that's okay. But I'm telling you, this is a big part of the equation here. Look, in Chinese medicine, anger, hate, and resentment have been shown to create liver dysfunction. We know chronic stress and negative emotions are known to promote inflammation, which is a key factor in the development of these liver conditions that we're talking about. When the body is in a constant state of emotional turmoil, high levels of cortisol, it's going to produce higher levels of inflammatory cytokines in the liver. Hate and resentment can impair the liver's ability to regenerate and heal. The liver has a remarkable capacity for regeneration. As I mentioned, 90% of your liver could grow back even if you lose 90% of it. But if you're angry, you're stressed out, you've got hatred, that's not gonna happen. The constant activation of the body's stress hormones can lead to oxidative stress, which damages the liver cells and hampers their ability to repair and to regenerate. So look, let go of the hate. Let go of the anger, let go of the resentment. Hating other people is like drinking poison and praying for the other person to die. You're only gonna hurt yourself. The best thing you can do if you have anger, stress, resentment in your life is to take vitamin G. Vitamin G is the best supplement, not just for your liver, but overall inflammation and health and longevity. Vitamin G will repair your liver. You wanna take it right in the morning, right before bed, and it's going to help increase the results of everything we spoke about today. If you do everything I outlined today, you're gonna get results. If you do some things, you'll also get some results. But if you add vitamin G into the mix, you'll get even more results. So vitamin G, I don't have a coupon code. I don't have an affiliate link for it as well, because vitamin G is the practice of gratitude, vitamin gratitude, not woo-woo. Several studies suggest and show what vitamin G does to become anti-inflammatory once you take it. You want to feel the gratitude, do 3 things that you're grateful for in the morning, 3 things that you're grateful for before bed, and you get your daily dose of vitamin G. It's free, there's no upper limit. That's the protocol. If you enjoyed this video, you're gonna love a video I just published on the 11 best foods to detoxify your liver for longevity. I'm gonna share with you right now the 11 best foods to detoxify your liver so you could experience all the wonderful benefits the liver does for you. One of the coolest things that I've learned about the liver is that it is constantly regenerating.